of the Duterte's administration's war on drugs. And in volleyball, Team Philippines is out of AVC Cup contention after bowing to Thailand in the quarterfinals. But the Filipinas put up a good fight, winning a set against the Thais. Focused and fearless, here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. The Social Welfare Department educational aid distribution turned out more orderly yesterday after adopting new queuing procedures. But despite the no walk-in policy, some people still try to line up to receive cash aid even without an appointment. Chasey Cosico with the report.
Rain or shine, long lines were seen at the Social Welfare Department Crisis Intervention Unit's office in Sampaloc, Manila. Some even lined up as early as Friday night in hopes of qualifying for educational aid.
Pumila po ng maayos, magpaseros po, i-ready ang requirement. Parisot po ang face mask.
But as expected,
aantayin po natin ang ating text message para po sa ating schedule. So yun po yun, wag po tayong pupunta hanggat wala pong text message.
many still tried to walk in despite reminders from the agency that only those with text confirmations will be accommodated. Among them are Rosalie and Elvira.
Wala po kami sa talagang TV. Kumbaga hindi ako nakano ng mga updated na balita. Hindi ako nag-open ng mga Facebook ko.
Gusto ko rin pong maka-avail doon sa educational assistance kasi lalo ngayon na hindi kami nakabangon sa hanap buhay. Tapos wala pang mga uniform yung mga anak.
Others also tried their luck to walk in at the payout center in Taguig City, but they were not allowed. This time, the aid distribution in the area appeared more organized compared last week. Only about 200 out of 400 confirmed registrants went out to get their assistance.
Maganda po ngayon kumpara po sa dati na pipila pa. Ngayon po dire-diretso na po eh. Kahapon lang po ako nag-sign in sa NCR po yung po doon, yung QR code po doon. In-scan ko po gamit yung phone ko tapos nag-fill up din po ako doon. Pag fill up ko po, nag-send na po. Tapos pagka kinagabihan po, bigla pong may nag-text sa akin.
Over in Quezon City, there were no long lines at the National Vocational Rehabilitation Center. Like the others, only those who have received text confirmation get to line up.
Hawi po masaya kasi may ibang gastos na po pag-uwi.
DSWD spokesperson Romel Lopez said they have observed an improvement in the distribution after bearing walk-ins.
Malaki po yung improvement compared po dun sa naging payout natin last Saturday, August 20. At ito po ay kinatutuwa namin pagkat ang magbibenepisyo po dito yung ating pong mga kababayan na nangangailangan po.
But they have a clarification for beneficiaries. Beneficiaries were told to show up on their payout schedules. However, they are not yet guaranteed to receive cash aid as they will still be assessed by the agency. The DSWD has increased its educational assistance budget to 1.5 billion pesos, which will benefit around 400,000 students. The payout will continue every Saturday until September 24. But the DSWD said this may still be extended depending on the turnout. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
The Philippine National Police said it will help look for witnesses to assist the Justice Department in its investigation on the Duterte government's war on drugs. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla earlier said that the DOJ is having trouble looking for witnesses concerning the anti-drug campaign. The PNP said it will ensure that police witnesses will be made available and that it will also investigate anti-drug police operations which might have been abused. The PNP is also backing Remulla's call to amend the provisions in the Witness Protection Act to include government officials. The Philippine Consulate in New York is advising Filipinos in the area to remain vigilant after another attack against a Filipina. In an advisory, the consulate reported that a 74-year-old Pinay was walking when she was punched unprovoked by another woman. The office added that the suspect fled the scene shortly after. With this, the consulate is cautioning the Filipino community and travelers to exercise necessary precautions when in public. Authorities reported that major crimes in New York went up to 30% since last month. Local car manufacturers have opposed the administration's plan to repeal the excise tax exemption on pickup trucks, citing sales concerns. Finance Secretary Benjamin Jokno proposed this to Congress as part of its fiscal consolidation plan. But the Chamber of Automotive Manufacturers of the Philippines says this proposal will only affect sales and reduce government revenue. The group noted that vehicle sales already missed target in 2021. They add that the move to repeal the tax exemption could hurt efforts to reach pre-pandemic sales volume. Now we'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The country is now facing a shortage in local supply of salt as domestic production deteriorates. Shaila Francisco with a report.
Carmelita is now selling salt at 5 and 10 pesos per pack at her stall in Noveleta, Cavite. This comes as prices of salt in the market have increased by up to 10 pesos per kilo since July. Sourcing supply is also a problem.
Problema mo ngayon, wala talagang asin. Binakaya na lang, ganyan, at saka sa Pangasinan.
One News went around Cavite, which used to be a major salt producer in the country. Some salt farms were sold and turned into highways and subdivisions. And during rainy season, salt farms are of no use, so these are being converted into fishing areas. This warehouse now has a supply of salt equivalent to 30 sacks, far from the 500 sacks back in May.
Noong araw, November pa lang may asin na kami. Ngayon, Marso, Abril, bago pa lang mag-asin. Ang laki ng depresya.
Salt farmers in Cavite hope that the industry will be revived.
Hindi, sa akin, gusto namin makilala. Kaso nga, tatatlo na lang to. Baka, yun na, mabalita-balita na lang. Balita-balita na lang. Hindi katulad noong araw. Pag marami pa to.
Agriculture officials admitted that there is a shortage in local supply of salt.
Madali yung processing ang mahirap yung production. Kulang tayo sa production dahil makikita yung area ng
They said the local salt industry is now being prioritized to lessen dependence on imports. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
The Philippine women's volleyball team fell to Thailand in the AVC Cup on Saturday. The Philippines managed to win a set against the Southeast Asian powerhouse, a first in almost 30 years. But this was not enough to overcome Thailand, who closed out the game with a commanding third and fourth set, including a whopping 16-point lead in the last. The Filipinas will have time to lick their wounds as they are scheduled to face Australia in a classification game later today. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.